Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. Today I am here for day 6 of my Advent project, so I am just going to get started. I have turned it upside down again because I'm going to be working on this section, and that's just a little easier for me. So I'm going to peel off number 6. So day number 6, and I'm just going to jump in. Let me zoom you guys in here a little bit. Make sure that you guys can see. I think maybe I'll zoom out just a tad. I don't want it to constantly be refocusing while I'm working. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in and we'll see how this goes. I am at this point have decided that I'm just going to be doing the Advent for my videos. It's just getting to be too much with also doing the other videos at the same time. And so I am going to just, for now, be doing those. I will pick up with my regularly scheduled programming after the 24th. And I'm hoping that gives me some time to kind of work on some bigger projects and get some things finished so that I have some things to show you before December 31st. And then my hope is on January 1st of 2022 to kind of launch the year with some of the projects that I plan to do in 2022. So, diamond painting projects. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to some time off. I only have this week and next to work, and then I will be done with work until after the first of the year, which will be nice. Oh, and maybe I'll get a chance to kind of regroup and kind of figure out where I'm going. I'm trying to figure out what exactly next year may look like for me personally, because I think, unfortunately, that I'm going to have to resign myself to the fact that I'm going to need surgery on my knee, which is not fun and not something I wanted to contemplate, but I've done everything I could do short of that, and it still has not gotten much better. I did have the cortisone shot, and while it's not as painful as it has been, it isn't better. So it's still sore. The doctor had said if that was the issue, I could expect, pain relief, and that I would be good for anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. Well, it's only been a couple of weeks and it's still not much better. So I'm going to assume that means that, yes, I did do something more major either to it, or something more major is wrong and they need to go in and fix it, because I just am still having issues getting around. While I can walk on it, it is painful and it comes and goes. Doesn't seem to be anything consistent. And so basically it's just a giant source of frustration at this point. So I think, like I said, just resign myself to the fact that, yeah, I'm probably going to have surgery on it and deal with it, because at this point I can't do anything, and I'm just getting more and more frustrated as time goes on. And I was actually looking back at some of my notes in my calendar. My son had asked me to go back and look through my planner for something, and I realized I've been doing this for a good 6 to 8 months, messing about with it and trying to figure out what's wrong. And yeah, at this point, I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous, and I just need to do whatever I need to do to get it fixed. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to guess that I'll have to wait until after the first of the year to actually see anyone. So that's not great, but at least I'll be off work for most of that time. So hopefully, but then I don't know what that means for work for me, how long I would be off of work, how long it would take me to kind of get back in the swing of things, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, just kind of a bunch of unknowns and just not fun. So there's that. My husband is doing very well after his surgery, so that's good. There will be a new semester starting soon for school, so trying to get my son registered for the classes that he wants to take and get all of that figured out, because of course then I get to pay tuition, because isn't that everyone's idea of a good time, paying tuition, college tuition, right at Christmas time? That's awesome. So, which I don't have to pay the tuition right away. I can wait until after the first of the year, but I always like to pay it just to get it paid so that I know it's been paid. But first I have to get him to register for classes. And sometimes that's entertaining because he, at his age, there's no hurry about anything. He's fine waiting until the last minute for stuff, which, we went through the same thing last semester. He waited until the last minute, but he wants to take all of his classes online. And that's also fine, but those classes tend to fill up the fastest. And when you wait until the last minute, that means that you get stuck taking classes you didn't necessarily want because the classes you did want are full and you can't enroll in them. So, and I keep trying to tell myself, he has to learn from his own mistakes. If he doesn't enroll soon enough and he doesn't get what he wants, then, all I can do is encourage him to enroll early. I can't enroll him myself. So be nice if they let the person who was paying for it enroll, wouldn't it? But that's not how it works. So I just have to bite my tongue a lot of the times. So, okay, let's see. I think I'll do D's next. I'm trying to save some of the multi-placing for the end here. I think I'll do M's or D's and then K's. And then we'll see. My other project that I'm currently working on, which is my Paint with Diamonds canvas. I'm actually really enjoying it, but there is a lot of confetti. I think the last 3 or 4 sections that I have done, every single color in the kit has been in those sections. And of course, when it's that much multi-placing, I end up missing stuff. So I will, do a color and then move on to the next one. And then I go back and I am like, wait a minute, I thought I did that color already. Well, I did do it, but I also missed several of them. So there's that. So let's see, this is Z. Whoops, I just spilled them. Let me do the Z's. Whoops, missed having a drill in there. I'm actually contemplating going back and redoing my I did one of my earlier videos, I did a test of different kinds of wax, and I tested my glue dots, but I think my glue dots would have actually lasted longer. I just didn't have a project to continue working on at that point. And so I think I need to go back and see, actually, just like put in a fresh glue dot and do a test from beginning to end and see how long it lasts, because this particular glue dot that's in this pen has been in here for, well, since I started using this pen, and it's been used on several different projects, and I'm sure for probably way more than 10 hours. So I'm curious to see, kind of now that I've done more diamond painting, to see how long I could get it to last. So let's see, I'm going to do K's. I need to adjust my chair here. Okay, so let me do K, and then I think I'll do E, because I just have one of those E's, don't I? That's what it looks like to me anyway. I like all the colors in this, though. It's a nice, colorful canvas. So I like that. And I'll do E, because I think I just have one of those, and then if I can find E, maybe I'll do one of the colors that I have quite a few of. And I know I've left this little section cut out kind of there, but I'm okay with that. I always, when I put my, I tried to make all of the sections, relatively the same size. So this one is going to be a little bit larger than this one, obviously, but I'm okay with that. So, sometimes it'll be a little bit, my sections will be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. That's okay with me. I would rather do that than have everything be straight lines, because to me, when you do it that way, then you can see kind of the line. Oh, and I just realized I missed a K. You can see the line that kind of delineates everything when you're done with the canvas. So I'll have to see when I get completely finished how I feel about that. If I need to go back in and kind of use my straightener and adjust some things. I've been doing some testing with rulers, and it's been interesting. I don't know if rulers are something that I want to use all the time, because it just seems there's a lot of fussing with it. But then once it gets started, it does go pretty smoothly and quickly, so I'm torn. And they do make for pretty good Instagram-worthy pictures, because everything is so straight and nice, and that's one of the things type A people like me like about diamond painting, is that everything is, organized and in a straight row and looks very orderly. And so, but like I said, getting to that point sometimes is a little tedious, I guess. So, not to mention a little bit nerve-wracking, because the rulers that I'm testing with are kind of some of the smaller ones. I didn't want to buy one of the big ones until I was sure that it would be something I would use. And initially, when I, first got the rulers, I just tried them out, and, I just was not aware of a bunch of things. Isn't that how it goes when you start a new hobby? I didn't realize at the beginning that there were different sizes of rulers. I thought they were all just either square or round. Square, there's pretty much just one size, but for rounds, there's different sizes. And so trying to figure out, which ones go with which companies, because not all companies' canvases are the same size. And there's differences, of course, in round versus square. And so just a lot of factors that, I didn't even really consider when I very first got the rulers because I didn't know. So just like, I think everybody, no matter what hobby you're doing, whether it's diamond painting or, anything else, you work with clay or you paint or, whatever, there's always little tips and tricks that you kind of have to learn along the way. I mean, someone could tell them to you, but a lot of them don't necessarily make a whole lot of sense until you have some experience under your belt. Um, but also you learn lots of, things that do and don't work for you and how you work. Like me personally, I don't care whether it's square or round. I'm perfectly happy doing either one. But there's lots of people who just absolutely do not like the way rounds look, or vice versa, don't like the way squares look, and so don't like to do them. Um, and that's just a personal preference. There's lots of people who don't like doing canvases where they can't multi-place, and there's people who don't like doing canvases where they can't, they want to do is single place. And so, um, it's just preferences. Um, but again, you have to have some of that experience under your belt before you know what you like and what you're comfortable with. So, I always tell people if they have questions when they start to just jump in and try some things. I mean, don't jump in and spend a bunch of money that you're on a hobby that you're not sure you're going to like. But, if you've never done a square canvas, buy a small square and try it. See if you like it. If you don't, then now you know. If you've never done a round, buy a round canvas and see if you like it. Again, if you figure out that you don't like it, then at least now you know. But how are you going to know if you never try? So, and I mean, I don't have a problem with people having preferences. Of course, people are going to have preferences, but you can't force people to be, something they're not, to like something they're just not going to like. Like I try to tell my son, I'm never going to like green beans. It doesn't matter how you cook them. It doesn't matter what you do to them. I'm just never going to like them. I've tried them. I've had them, and I don't like them. So, but I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't recognize that other people might enjoy green beans. He likes them very much, and I make a green bean casserole for him and my sister-in-law every year that I host Thanksgiving because I know they enjoy it. I do not. So, I mean, I'm not going to go out and advocate that nobody should ever eat green beans just because I don't like them. That's kind of crazy. So, if you only like squares, then by all means, only do squares. But I don't think you should try and make people feel bad if they like doing rounds or if they don't like squares, right? There's room for everybody in the hobby. That's what I wish more people realized. I think we all kind of get so hung up sometimes on what we like and what we think is best and don't stop to think about the fact that, there's room for everybody. Like somebody making a comment that, oh, I saw someone on Instagram who started making diamond painting trays and someone else accused them of copying people. Well, I mean, maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know. I don't know who they were talking about, but I mean, it's a diamond painting tray. I think there's room for more than one company making diamond painting trays. Right? I mean, everybody's got something to offer. So just like, I'm happy for there to be lots of places that make diamond painting pens. Like, well, Pretty Placer, for instance. I like Pretty Placers. I don't use them a lot, but other people love them. I'm not going to tell them they can't use them. I like them for doing ABs and special drills. So I'm glad that I have them, but I could never, I am way too hard of a placer. If I tried to use a pretty placer to do a canvas like this, shoot, the whole crayon would probably be gone before I even got 2 sections done because I just pressed too hard. And, I can say that I've tried to have a lighter hand, and I've learned to have a lighter hand because I've been doing it with, the special drills and things, but it just is never going to be my preference to do those. Okay, now let's see here. I have ampersands, and I realized I missed an N and I missed a K. So let me go back and fill in the N and the K. And then I'll do the M's and the ampersands, and then see if I missed anything else, because odds are I probably did. Isn't that funny how you just miss things sometimes? Your eye skates right over them, or at least mine does. So, trying to hold on to my resolve not to really buy any more diamond paintings. I would like to not buy any more through the end of the year. Don't know that I'm going to be able to hold myself to that, but we'll see. I just saw today Paint with Diamonds advertising their Dominic Davidson's again, and I love his stuff. So, but I have 2 of his already, so I'm trying to tell myself I need to finish those before I buy any others. Plus, those tend to be big ones because they're landscapes, and of course, the bigger they are, the longer they take. So, I wonder, does anybody have a YouTube channel where all they do is diamond painting whip-in chats? Because, like I watch some people diamond paint on Twitch and they stream. So pretty much all they do is diamond paint, but they're, live while they're doing it. So does they have a channel where they just do like live whip-in chats? I guess if they do, it would probably just be on Twitch where they're streaming, huh? Be interesting to see. I'm going to go ahead and put some of them on this section, even though it's covered up a little bit by my release paper here. My release paper isn't exactly straight, so should have straightened it up a little bit, but that's okay. Are there diamond painting channels where all they do is unboxings? I think that would be kind of boring, but some people like the unboxings. I like unboxings just because then you can kind of see what a kit is going to look like before you get it. There have been a couple of kits that I was like, I don't know if I want to get that one. And then someone will unbox it and I'll be like, oh, okay. Yes, I definitely want that one. Or, yeah, I think I'll wait some more on that one. I have so many that I'm afraid by the time I actually get to them, they're not even going to be available anymore. And then how interesting is that? Because I have a lot of diamond art clubs in my stash, and just given the nature of the way they do business, who knows? I finally decided at one point I was really worried about, well, I got to do it and I got to open it right away and, work on it and get it done. And then I finally decided, you know what? I don't mind watching other people, even if I can't get the kit. It's still interesting to me to see, what it looks like, see them work on it, see them finish it. Because a lot of times it's kits I'm not even interested in anyway. So what's the difference, right? So I know I'm probably going to end up doing some that end up not being available anymore on Diamond Art Club, and I'm okay with that. So, because, even if I opened it immediately and started it, there's no guarantee it would still be available anyway. Just because things, go in and out of stock, or, you know, they announce that they're going to restock it, and then it ends up just all kind of being a crapshoot for me anyway. So, okay, I think that's all the and symbols. So now I can do the ends, and then I'll be done with this section. So I've been watching some other people do Advent style works as well. And there's people on Instagram who are doing them. They don't necessarily have YouTube channels. They're just documenting each day Advent style, just like I am, of what they're doing and what they're working on. Some are doing mystery ones, so you don't know what it looks like. Some are, you know, doing what I'm doing, where they know what the canvas looks like, but everyone else doesn't. And then some are just, you know, documenting every day of Advent as they work on a kit. So I am trying on my Paint with Diamonds canvas, I am trying the washi tape method rather than release papers like I normally do, where you just leave the cover sheet on it and then you kind of divide it up into sections using your washi tape. And then you use an X-Acto knife or one of those ceramic cutters, in my case, to cut through. I will say it has been a learning curve. The first couple of times that I cut the washi tape, I definitely probably pressed too hard. I haven't cut through the canvas yet, knock on wood. Haven't cut through the canvas yet, but I definitely was pressing too hard at the beginning, harder than I needed to just get through the washi tape and the cover sheet. So there is a definite learning curve, but I'm feeling better about my skill with the cutter now. Although I definitely should have used thicker, wider washi tape. I used a very thin washi tape. So it just, you know, trying to cut along, I was trying to cut down the middle of the washi tape. And I also didn't place it exactly straight. And so sometimes trying to figure out how to get it lined up is challenging. I was also wondering yesterday if maybe it wouldn't have been easier if I had made all the cuts at once instead of cutting each section as I go. But I was so heavy-handed in the beginning with the cutter, I don't know, it might have ended up kind of scoring the canvas too much, and I don't know if that would have made a difference to me and I would have given it up more easily. I'm not sure. So I'm liking it just because I like that, you know, again, I can take the pictures and you can kind of see where I've diamond painted. So you kind of have like this dull muted picture where I haven't diamond painted. And then, you know, you get this, the rest of the picture that I have diamond painted that is much more vibrant and everything. So I like it for that reason. But I don't know. I think I still prefer the release paper method, but at least I'm more comfortable with the other method now. So if I felt like I had to use it for some reason, I could. I don't know. I'm going to finish this one and then I'm going to try it again with the next kit that I do, and we'll see how that one goes. The next time I do it, I'm going to use a thicker washi tape and we'll see how it goes. I wanted to try it with this one because, well, I tried it before on a much smaller kit, just so, you know, if I accidentally ruined it by cutting all the way through the canvas, I wouldn't be so upset. So maybe now that I think about it, I'll give myself a couple of other small canvases to practice on, just so I won't be so afraid of ruining a large, like Diamond Art Club or Dreamer Designs canvas, because that would make me cry if I cut through the canvas on one of those. So yeah, plus I like making cute stickers and putting those on my release papers. I mean, I guess I could do the same thing on the cover sheets, but that kind of ruins the effect when you're taking pictures because I'd feel like I had to take them on and off every time. So that probably wouldn't work. I want to make some new stickers. I was just thinking about that today. I want to design some new stickers. So I need to sit down and do that. Okay, did I miss anything? I think I got everything in that section. I think. So let me put these drills away. Kind of move everything around here. So that is the end of day 6, folks. And let me zoom you guys out. Well, let me turn this around before I zoom out so you guys can kind of see this whole section. So I finished this section up here. It's looking pretty good. Now let me zoom out and see how much of this I can get in. Okay, hopefully I didn't make anyone ill doing that. So I think you can see the whole thing now. So there was section 6. Got these 2 sections down here. These 2 are connected. These 2 are connected. And tomorrow we'll be heading to section 7, which is over here. So that will connect to these 2. Maybe you guys will be able to figure it out. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I get to at least maybe 11 or 12 before you guys kind of figure out what it is, but we'll see. So as always, guys, before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads and you don't miss any more days of the advent calendar. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching.